Hello everyone and welcome to my talk today. We're talking about brand value. Now, just to let everybody know, this is an ASMR microphone. However, the microphone is not plugged into the speakers. There's no speaker. I'm just speaking into the microphone. It's just turned on. So you may or may not experience. I'm actually able to deliver the experience of the microphone without actually having the microphone on, which I know sounds really strange, but it is true. Okay, anyway, that's an example of brand value. So today's conversation is about brand value and what brand value is versus what you think it is. So throughout history, we've had marketing evolve into what it is today, which is all manipulation and convincing versus actually having a product worth purchasing or participating in. It's really like literally a handful of people that have something to offer an audience through experience or through, this is the craziest thing of all, that we all forgot what brand value is, as well as what marketing actually is. See, the youth has always been in the place to be the targets of these individuals who have this big money. Examples of the big money would be like someone like Soros or Obama or Bill Clinton or Philip Anschutz. So those are big money individuals who don't give two rats' asses about anyone else except for themselves, which really doesn't make any sense because they already have enough money. They just don't have any feeling inside. They don't feel anything about anything. And they basically just say, give the kids what they want, which is Philip Anschutz is Coachella. So if you can wrap your head around what his brand value is, his brand value is, as long as I'm taken care of, as long as my group is taken care of, do what you want to do. But where does that leave everybody? Where he says it's the game. Where does that leave everybody else? So it leaves innocent people who are just trying to make a living having to battle gang members, having to battle women on the internet because they're like clueless. Like, I know you can tell they're clueless, however, they're actually clueless. There ain't nothing up in there. There is nothing up in there. There's nothing there. I'm not even sure why they're here on the planet, to be honest with you. It's actually a grotesque display of a person. They don't have emotions. They just don't care. They're very self-centered and selfish, and it never stops. They never stop. They're just like, well, look at how good looking I am, and look at how good looking I am, and that's all they talk about. And I'm thinking to myself, you're really not that good looking. You're definitely not fun to talk to, and you're definitely not fun to be around, and you're the type of people that people avoid. Yet for some reason, industry plays into the acting, and they continue to hire them. However, my commitment was to expose all of this to show that's actually the negative side of brand value. So Kim Kardashian would be an example of bad brand value. The only thing she sells is her body and fake nonsense, and wears it like really irked me today when I saw her carry that Big Bird fluffy purse that she used to carry shit when her daughter wore an outfit like that to be in The Lion King. So she actually is going to pretend like she's protecting her daughter, but the reality of what she is doing is she's day trading attention off of a purposeful attempt to put North in her place. That's how crazy she is. That's how lack of motherhood she has, and then goes on to her platform to talk about what a great mother she is. And then they give her an award for it. That's the brand. Another example of what they think brand value is money exchange of purchasing an item. They think competition is brand value. I'm better than you. So you can't be, I'm better than you. You cannot be lustful. You can't be the 7 deadly sins and have brand value. Now, you're just a business. You're just making money. You can't teach the things that Kim Kardashian tries to teach when you're a slop. That's like sadistic devil worshiping. It's a devil worshiper. The problem with all of this is that they've been using these microphones and the sources of that B that you can't see, subliminal messaging, and weird things that you won't understand to fuel you into psychosis, while bringing no value to your life except for the opposite of what value would bring, which is extreme disease. So it brings you disease. So what Kim Kardashian brings your life is disease. What Mona Van brings your life is disease. Kim Kardashian's been in this business for how many years, and she's still doing the same exact thing, talking about the same exact things. Doesn't do jack squat, but says she works a ton, and then all she does is produce images and video. Images and video that are all staged with AI using ASMR microphones. The reason why you find movies so interesting is because they have these type of microphones. And now everybody has these type of microphones. However, the concern is there's no regulation on any of this. You know, when you go to a movie, it brings excitement. It brings sound. However, with the amount of people using these microphones, it's opened up the ninth gate of hell to aliens and evil encounters, to where people don't have a moral compass any longer. They just don't care. So when we talk about brand value, I want you to know that brand value means bringing value to someone. And how do you know you're being given brand value? Is there's an experience that doesn't consist of a penis that gets hard. That's called perversion. But what we have going on for motherhood brand value is provocative perversion or codependency nonsense. And then you film it and then you produce it, and then you as an audience go, "Aw," or "Poor thing," but that's actually her brand. That would be Sutter's mother. I don't even know what her name is. I think it's Summer. So she gets women in like a cult-like mindset of like, we're all friends and we're all brand value. That's a cult. See, a brand is individualistic or a product. So like VeeFriends is a brand. Although I don't like what the card, there's something about the cards that I don't like. It's very malicious. However, that's the adult side of VeeFriends, and I am the adult side of VeeFriends, but I'm mainly the kids side of VeeFriends. I'm like the educative pieces to assist Gary Vee in assisting him advance the brand value of VeeFriends to educate you as entrepreneurs. I would actually get involved in the cards if those people were not involved. I mean, I'm still even producing little pieces of content, but it's not something that I watch on a regular basis. I mean, today was probably a nightmare. I'm actually getting some attacks based on that. So brand value is having something to offer your audience. So when we're talking about a product, we'll talk about VeeFriends. VeeFriends has a variety of products. They have t-shirts, they have hats, they have toys, they have figurines, they have cereal, they have a bunch of other things, cards. That's a brand. That's a brand. And you know, the brand looks like this. The colors are general, unless I'm working with it. Because the crazy part of, well, I'm not going to tell you that part. Should I tell you that part? The cool part about VeeFriends, it's there's no limit to it. It's all in positivity and can assist each and every one of you in any emotion that you're in. So for example, I could make Genuine Giraffe turn red, but the baseline of groundedness for Genuine Giraffe is that it's yellow because we all know we want to educate on facts. A giraffe is yellow. Facts is that he made it yellow. Gorilla is blue. And Be the Bigger Person is red and white. Okay? I could make Gratitude Gorilla turn red and he could be angry. Or I could make him purple and he could be another emotion. And then he turns back to, what is that? Blue. That's brand. That's a storyline that creates brand attached to a product. Reverse engineering is what Gary Vaynerchuk has done, is he created the sketches. He created He created the sketches. He created the connections, because you have to have someone. You could really, honestly, you could actually not have anybody looking at your stuff and still create brand. It just won't be as effective in delivering to an audience, right? Like the whole purpose of branding is to have a result, an action, right? So you're an action or a result. And so what these women have thought up to become brand is that they're the brand. How do I look? How does my hair look? What outfit am I wearing? What brand of clothing over there that they created am I wearing? Example is Mona Van thinks her brand is Clean Eat, but doesn't teach on Clean Eat. She only shows off a ring. That's not brand value. That's only value to her. She thinks that showing herself meditating and then saying weird stuff about meditation is brand value. That's not brand value. That's all about you. Her watching her pack and talk about herself all the time is not brand value. That's her as a product. So what is she selling? She's selling lust and greed and gluttony and shallowness and all the 7 deadly sins. Everything that you don't want in your life. They're saying that that's the game. That's not the game. They made up that game for themselves so they could act as if they're talented when they're not talented at all. You know that you don't like that woman. So she took it the next step further and started using a microphone like this. See, that's still just exchanging of money. If she goes on a podcast that has a lot of followers, everybody in that group is just shallow. Evidence is in how much growth and development the audience has experienced. The concern at this point is that you don't understand what brand value is. There's no way in your mind to measure it. However, measuring it looks like, well, how many people have created successful businesses off of Dear Media? How many people have created successful businesses off of any of these people, actually? Nicole Lapin. No, they're just too busy yapping their jaw off of corruption and collusion and then roping in the people in a Ponzi scheme of showing people how to do it, but not in public, secretly behind the scenes. That's why it's a Ponzi scheme. They don't bring brand value. They just bring manipulation. That's not brand value. Brand value is ease. Ease in nostalgia. What's nostalgia? I remember the time that I watched She-Ra and He-Man, and I would really feel happy because I would see that little thing at the end where you had to find it. Where is that thing? Oh, here it is. And he'd be like up in the corner. It'd be like, there he is. I'm going to look for him. So if you really want to take a look at what brand value is, you take a look at my platform. It's like you see me and you go, oh, there's Cassandra. She's up to her own antics again. That's what she should be saying. What's she selling now? Well, she's selling little figurines. Well, I really like her. She's really funny. And every time I look at the Adventurous Astronaut, I think about that time that she was on the podcast and she was using that ASMR microphone and it wasn't even turned on and it sounded like it was on. And then I thought that was really funny. And I just think about that for some reason. That's actually nostalgia. I was trying to think of what I had said in the dialogue for the LinkedIn photograph. I said, do you know what brand value is? See, people think that brand value is because I said that this was valuable. That's not why it's valuable. It's valuable because it's actually valuable. Because it's valuable to not a lot of people, but an energy that's associated through authentic creation of this is valuable. It's an energy associated to it that actually gets generated off of this astronaut. I tried to talk to you all about this during NFT conversation, and you were like, it's like a free-for-all shit. You started selling your VeeFriends and you were nobodies for thousands and thousands of dollars, but they're actually not worth shit because you're worthless. You don't have a brand or value to you, and you're actually spreading filth from one NFT to the next NFT, so you're probably failing pretty miserably. And that's because you didn't listen to what I told you. But by you failing, and my prediction was correct, it brings me brand value. And it just makes you lost out on a lot of money. Sorry. That's where you need to be held, you need to hold yourself accountable. And then I'm humble in it because I really could care less. I tried to warn you and you didn't want to listen because you didn't think I had any information. So you failed. And I'm telling you that you failed. And that you need to hold yourself accountable. And then what I also want to tell you is that it's the work that's associated to it also. The creative work. How much care went into this. See, what a lot of these girls are doing is they're just saying, well, I got a boyfriend, I got a travel log, I've got a private airplane, now look at my kids. It's all like surface level shit. It's nonsense. And then Paris Hilton is an example of calling that brand. Agreeing to what you want her to agree with. I'm going to go to a Pride concert where I'm like a total psycho. Then I'm going to bring my 2 kids with me, show them on a brand new airplane while you're a Democrat, and you talk about your carbon footprint. So with these people, there is no brand value. It's only brand value in who they are for themselves. The people in the audience don't actually see them as valuable. They created a facade of fake reality that they were valuable. Just because you think something is valuable and you have a rich father, that's called 8th place trophy. What you've produced, now where we are in brand value today is what you've produced becomes who you are as a brand value. Mona Van, go take a look at her production. She has no brand value. She's nobody. She's nothing. She's got pictures of herself. It's like a vicious cycle. Pictures of herself in the kitchen where somebody else pre-poured everything. She's got pictures of herself rubbing vegetables with long nails. Then one day she decides not to get nails. How does that bring you value? Then she tries to whitewash you because you aren't reacting the way she wants you to react. And then you go back to her platform, and there she is with a trip montage, showing off to you. Like, what is the point of telling us with no information that you went to Qatar? Other than you are learning more brainwashing attempts on the American people, like literally evidence to what you're actually up to. What is the purpose of there? See, the problem with you all is you don't understand that you can do those things. It's just the brand value that's the problem. They're disconnected in what real life is of brand value, and you think that's brand value because it looks cool and they look good doing it. They're not good people. They don't do anything they say they're up to. And then you think they're operating on brand value, but they're only operating on brand, like image of how they look on the external and how they sound and what music they're using and what tone, what's trending, what the agenda from Shu Chu has told them. Ponzi scheme. So you can take a look at my content across all platforms, and you can see that my brand value is very different than all of them. Don't you think that's strange? That these people are telling you to be authentically you. However, they're not giving you permission to be authentically you. And that's why you're afraid to produce content. So instead, what you do, if you really want to be successful in this game, is to be just like them, which is what? The 7 deadly sins. So then you have no fun. You have no joy. You have no education. You teach an audience absolutely nothing. And then you just create more of the same nasty, gnarly, uneducated, bad business people and misery. Like, you are the misery, and then anyone that works around Motivan or is around her, they're in misery. And that's how she thinks she's winning. And then don't forget the hair and makeup thing where she calls on her only friend, which is an hour-long makeup session, where she tells you that she gets the hairdresser to say, you're so sweet, or something like that. Don't you think I'm sweet? She said. Like throws out that weird shit that makes no fucking sense, never says anything, and then says, I don't share about my personal life. Everything about your platform is your personal life. You don't work. So then you, as audience, should be confused, but why aren't you confused? Why aren't you confused about that? Is it because Gary Vee has brand value? Or maybe you're all undercover. That's the crazy part. What exactly do you think brand value is? See, Ginger Beloved thinks she has brand value, although she has no followers. Her brand value is the fact that she takes her daughter, dyes her hair, and puts her in provocative poses for her to grow a platform off of her kid. And then calls out that she's a great mom and tries to get Gary Vee's attention. That's not really actually brand value. But in the modern day world of what these women on the platforms are up to, it is brand value. Value for them. So we're in a war right now of what brand value is, to being something of narcissistic personality, sadistic disorder, to actually bringing value to an audience. And the disconnect comes in when you say, well, I'll just won't pay attention. Well, if everybody's doing it, I should just do it. Didn't you just hear what I said about you're going to be miserable whether you're watching it or not, because it becomes a collective consciousness for the future of our children? It's how Kim Kardashian got over on this is what happens when you let people like Kim Kardashian teach the youth, because they learn this shit from her and Paris Hilton. Because I didn't like that shit. I didn't watch that shit. I thought that shit was stupid. I was busy doing real shit with my life. I thought they made me want to puke. We all talk smack about them. However, the youth thought it was normal because the industry was pushing it onto them. So now what's happening is the 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds are trying to be TRANNIESs because they're afraid of this thing that Kim Kardashian spews out all over her platform, and that's called lust. They don't really know what to do with it. That's why they're all turning lesbo and gay. That's why they're all acting partially like that. Those are the somewhat normal ones. Why they're accepting of all that shit so badly. It's like really horrendous. Brand value it's more than just monetary. It's substance. It's a future of, it is like holiness. It's like not putting it on a pedestal, though. It's just like goodness in it. It's brand. It has offerings. It has education. It has a uniqueness to it. It's original. Coca-Cola is an example of great branding. But it's not about the Coca-Cola in itself, it's the energy that's attached to it as a business. Culture of a Coca-Cola. Now, they're not angels, don't get me wrong. However, the knowledge of Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola Museum that's in Atlanta, which has totally changed, I hear. Used to be really, really cool to go to. And, it's years into Coca-Cola now. So that's the concern with you, like building a corporate company, is that the youth come in and they want to make more money. But it's like, how much more money do you need to make? The clean eaters are trying to close your businesses down, but you're supporting the clean eaters. So then where does the pressure lie onto, which would be the fat people? So you go marry a woman named Monovan, Coca-Cola, who educates on clean eat on her brand. And then you hire her or you marry her and she's out teaching because you're Coca-Cola. She's going to get more clout, fame, and following because she married somebody in Coca-Cola. Meanwhile, she's telling more of the fat people to get fatter. Well, you're trying to make more money and get fatter pockets. That's what they think brand is. So you all are misconstrued in all your ideas. You think that watching a black girl lean into the camera and say, I want to let you know something. My armpits stink. Actually, that would actually be a funny a commercial. See, because I'm a brand. I want to let you know something. I want to let you know that my armpits stink. But she's just fucking creepy. Because she doesn't have any self-awareness. That's why it doesn't work. So these people are actually creating a fear-based, mongrel, nasty behavior because you're too connected to your audience and you're so disconnected from yourself, and you're all fueled by an agenda that's fueled by the Democratic Party, who's the worst in the freaking world. The worst. So no longer are we allowed to feel happy because they're miserable, because they're just evil. So anyway, everybody, I want to let you know that that's a mini conversation of indirect conversation of brand value. Do you know what brand value is? Or do you think it's just what you think is valuable? And we're talking big business here in the big scheme of influencer, because there are things in life that you'll pay a little extra for because you personally just value it. But that money was there because of quality of product, how much it takes to make the product, how it got to this country. Then you've got the greed mongrel who's selling the product, or the person who's a reasonable entrepreneur. See, let's say we've got a kid who has no idea how to sell anything. And these are free. I got these glasses for free. These glasses are now $25. A 25, I don't even, 225, 2,500% markup. I don't know what it would be. Really? You got them for free. What if I paid $1 and I still wanted to I wanted to charge you $50 and they broke after I wore them once? Well, that's because I'm the brand. Well, that's not how it works. Quality, quantity, supply and demand. And then what the market is, like Ray Dalio can go into this more, but that's called nickeling and diming people. So supply and demand does play an effect. However, there is a product distribution laws that need to be followed. Otherwise, these glasses will be $400. Although technically, because I am the brand and there is only one pair of these could be $400. So that would be something like Marilyn Monroe's dress, which I don't even honestly know if she actually wore that dress, because then she said she wore it on the carpet, and then now she's saying that she took it off and put on a knockoff. So now what do you know about Kim Kardashian and her brand? You can't trust her. Or she's hiding the fact that she ruined a dress, and now she's trying to backpedal into, because she's telling you that she's working out and all this other bullshit. That's called a public relations. That's their brand. When you feel bad about something that's so insignificant, like putting on a life jacket on a infant that you're holding in the ocean or the water, well, the ocean's different, but in the pool, you got mental problems. You're not secure enough to be in the position to be an influencer. You definitely don't know what the hell you're doing, that's for sure. Anyway, what else do I want to say about that? Business is not emotions. Brand is not directly related to emotions, but it is involved in emotions. And all they're trying to do is to stir up bad emotions so that they feel good. So Mona Van wearing a fancy outfit and you going, God, I wish I was her. I wish I was there. That makes her feel good. She looks so gorgeous. Makes her feel good. I feel unattractive and I feel fat. That makes her feel good. And she put it there. That's why these women have those attitudes, but that's because they're insecure. So let me demonstrate that one really fast, because I'm not feeling like my best today, because I'm just tired. I've done a lot of work today and I don't really care. However, I can generate some form of feeling of being not tired and attractive with the right lighting. Let's see. Hey everybody. So we've been working diligently on producing so much content for you. I'm just super duper excited about all the things that we have prepared, which honestly, I'm actually on the fly creating them. So it's not like I'm pre-creating, I'm just creating. And I wanted to tell you that I look really fabulous in this outfit. I love this shirt. This shirt is so cute. Look at it. It has some roses on it and this the Eiffel Tower, which all of you should know that it's in Paris. I mean, I really feel like I'm going to be, I probably just need to add a little bit of makeup on, you know. It's hard because I'm actually genuine. A genuine person just is like, okay, well, I'm going to teach you some things. Like I'm actually going to put some, I'm not going to show you what it is on. Oh my gosh. that smells so good. Woo! That is some of my brand. Because I can this is also what I also think that brand is evolving into. And it'll be a long road for everybody to figure this one out, because this is something I learned through yoga practice. In a yoga practice, you listen to your students, but they don't speak. They move on a mat. And you don't understand that because you're not a yoga teacher and you don't have the kind of training that I have. Now, common sense tells you that what Monaván does is logical responses to the way you act. She knows that if you do something, if she does something, it gets a response. And not a good response, but it's attention that she wants, so she could say that she built a brand. I mean, look at the way she's holding the microphone. In that content, she's like this, talking. I mean, she literally is about to fall asleep. She's trying to put you to sleep as an audience, but she's really bored doing it because she didn't really have nothing to say. It's not interesting at all. However, she has to convince herself that it is interesting. So you, in your mind, go in and out of falling asleep and waking up because she's not interested in anything she has to say. She's not willing to do any work alongside of advancing her. She's too busy wanting to go shopping. So when this microphone is being operated with, it gives you a sense of you're not enough. You're not enough. My name is Monaván and you're not enough. But I am, because look at my diamond ring on my finger. Look at all the fancy places that I've been. Look at all the fancy places that Gary Vee has taken me to dinner. He holds my hand. This is what she does to you. What pisses me off the most is that he allows it. That I don't really give two shits about her. That's the crazy part, is what people don't fucking get. I get really fired up about this. Then because this is her brand. This is who her brand is. Look at me smiling, erotically posing in another photo session, hanging out with Chloe Flowers on my podcast, having everyone do everything for me while I tell you how luxurious my life is, while I tell you that I'm leasing a car, which is called renting, while I show you my puppy who's like $3,500, actually probably more, while Gary Vee then retaliates in saying a dog is like family. You should be pretty pissed off right now. That's Monaván's brand, Kim Kardashian's brand, Paris Hilton's brand. That is not brand value, but it is a brand. It's whether you're willing to participate in the brand. However, it's hard to participate in the brand when no one is upholding law and order, especially when everybody's involved in it. Gary Vee's, you're involved in it. See, they like to get me to say shit like that so then you can get pissed off at Gary Vee, because guess what that's called? Corruption and collusion. Folks, that's called corruption and collusion. Anywho, so in a nutshell, brand is very complex and very much a game, but it is very much authenticity. It's very much bringing substance and structure and emotions in ways that actually help people. It's like the good stuff in life, not what these people are offering, which is all shallow hair, makeup, clothes. It's all tangible. When you decided to create brand and image around influence, it's when things really hit the fan. Because we didn't even go into the conversation around Hollywood and their branding and imaging. So pretty much influencers try to be Hollywood. However, Hollywood has always had a publicist or people to guide them into what the politics have they put a lid on those people to some degree. To some degree, because we all know that you were at those ORGIESs. Lots of crazy shit. Anywho, my brand value is I'm fun, I'm honest, I'm direct, I have a lot of information to offer, I'm curious, I have a lot of information and a lot of diverse conversation. I could really pretty much talk to anyone, and I'm educated in health, medical health, like a real degree, and I don't lie. And that's another story, because I have like fibbed before, but I don't lie about stupid stuff. Like I would never lie to you about having a degree in pharmacy when I don't have a degree in pharmacy, and then never talk to you about pharmacy. Dental, bacteria. It's dark in there. That's why I don't talk about it. It's really a tragedy of existence in the form of, I say that loosely, a tragedy of existence. You know, you have to be a real warrior to be a dental hygienist. You have to be a real badass to be a hygienist, just to let everybody know. And you guys have never given dental hygienists the weight of a position in medical that has been deserved upon dentists and hygienists. And it is absolutely baffling to me, because the dentistry, I can see I'm already going into it, and they don't want me to because my whole head's getting hot. That's why I don't talk about dental. And I could talk to you about x-ray tech also, but that might actually bore you a little bit. And I can probably name the 206 bones in the body. I'd probably have to do a little bit of studying. Ulna, radius ulna, femur, fibula, skull has so many, like zygomatic arch, cranium, the ribs, of course, the pelvis, and then each part of the butt. See, there I go again. Each part of your bones have like little dips in them that have names. And then there's just a lot that I know. Phalanges, which I don't know if that's a bone. Metacarpals, metatarsals. What is it? What is that? I was going to say scapula. Just a couple more I'm going to do. Lumbar, thoracic, sacrum. So did I say zygoid? No, I didn't say zygoid process. Zygomatic arch zygoid process. What else? This is cartilage. This is not a bone. This is cartilage. This is the nasal cavity, but it's something nasal, but I can't think of what it is right now. That's what they do. So we got the cervical spine, the thoracic, the lumbar, the sacrum, the coccyx, and that's all I'm going to do, because I'm already at 42 minutes, and you know it's going to take forever to download this talk of brand value. So that's brand value, and that actually is brand value for a doctor. Knowledge and personality with care of patient. That's it. That's all you have to do. And that's it. I gotta go. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I literally could babble about medical conversations in ways that even a anesthesiologist can build brand in multi-facets of conversation. My name is Cassandra Vaynerchuk. I am a influencer, and that is it for today. Thanks for liking, following, and please share and listen to the whole thing.